game for the Pacers, a loss to the Jazz.
And really, had they just shot their average from the free throw line in that game, I think that probably changes the outcome.
No doubt. I mean, because there is a carryover effect when you're not having success at the line.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Allen is out there with Hill. Then there's Hill. Then there's Ellis. And it's George in at the small forward.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measures 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
Now here's Jackson, following the miss by Monte Ellis. That drops. Harris has got his first points of the night.
Just too dominant in the low post to let him have the ball in that close.
Really simple opportunity for him. I mean, that's his bread and butter there.
Now here's Ellis. He's coming off a 16-point game against Utah.
And he also made his presence felt on the defensive side as well. 3 block shots were registered in that game. You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Pass to Harris. Morris a screen. Here's Jackson. A three-pointer off the mark.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
The pass to Ellis. That doesn't go either for Ellis. The Pistons have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game.
And really, last season was one of improvement for the Pistons. They were able to shoot the ball better and better as the season wore on. Overall, they cut out the little mistakes that had bothered them back in 14.
Clock at 4. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Here's Harris. And it's off the back rim. No good.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Kicks it to Ellis. Fires at the elbow. And that's good for 2. Well, as you said, Greg, the Pistons were a team that showed marked improvement. And, Clark, they did clean up their play style as well.
Yeah, they got better from 2014 to 15 in terms of upping their assist and cutting down the turnovers. Just made it a much more enjoyable game to watch the way they play.
Drummond, a bit of a disappointing season last year. Not so much in play, but people wanted to see a bigger leap from him. Now, his numbers are still pretty jaw-dropping.
Yeah.
But I think he's got so much there to give.
He has a lot of potential, Kevin. And listen, I don't think his play was bad. He just had such huge expectations to live up to. I mean, player development is not a straight line, and it would have been very hard to have him take another huge leap forward. Sometimes you have that sophomore jinx. Well, I'm expecting a big year from him this season.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Drummond. Detroit leading by 3. For this very talented guard.
And you know, that kind of relentless determination is really something Monte is known for, and one of the reasons he has been around for 10 years in the NBA as a consistently good player and lethal scorer.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
A lot of tough D being played by them so far. It's been the difference maker.
Greg, no uncontested shots for the most part. That's why they've had success.
On the court right now for the Pacers, we've got Rodney Stuckey. C.J. Miles is out there with Turner. Then it's Ellis, and it's Mahinmi
over the back call.
And Greg, you know I was an offensive rebounder in my day, and I like that kind of aggressive play. But he's got to do a little better job of trying to get position earlier in that case.
That's a good point. Positioning is so vital when you're trying to rebound the basketball, and that's something that wasn't on display on that possession.
And guys, you know, Cantavius Caldwell-Pope, this guy screams potential at you. I mean, perfect size and length and speed for a 2-guard. He plays both ends. Right now, it's all about consistency for him.
Out to Harris, stolen by George. There's the feed to Stuckey. Rebound by the Pistons. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
On On the topic of Caldwell Pope, he's the kind of guy who needs a year to feel his way around. In college, Greg, you may recall he showed dramatic improvement between years 1 and 2. The same thing has been true in the pros.
Yeah, and he has everything going for him. I mean, excellent outside shot, tremendous defensive tools. He just needs to add some strength and stay in attack mode to reach the next level in his development.
Now here's Ellis. After the miss from Reggie Jackson, a nice shot by George.
I really like the fire, the intensity that they're playing with now. They got off to a tough start there in the first quarter. They didn't shoot it particularly well, but they've played through it. They've been able to stick with it, and that, to me, that shows their resilience.
Here's Morris. Paul George making his last shot, and it's Drummond with the jam.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Here's Caldwell Pope, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the...
Getting to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Drummond. Tolliver comes in for Marcus Morris. Johnson, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Jody Meeks in for Reggie Jackson. That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Ellis. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Here is Tolliver. That will count. And Nuns as we get set for the second half of basketball. Paul George really making a difference here.
And what he gives his team, guys, is an edge. He just lights up an arena when he gets it going. And in that first half, young fella had it going.
Not just an edge, though, Greg. I think he gives them a confidence and a swagger they wouldn't otherwise have. And he's a special player to have around, no doubt about that.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All field up for the second half. On the floor for Detroit, Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Marcus Morris is out there with Harris. And it's Drummond in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And great effort on the boards. And what a move.
Yeah.
That was, Kev. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a
26% right around the middle of the road. And you can see that even though he ties the game up, disappointed he couldn't give him the lead.
Now here's Jackson. Drummond with it. He's picked up by Hill. Jackson misses. So it's the Pacers now. This game against Detroit here, it's their first meeting of the season.
And they'll be doing their best to establish superiority over this club, something they failed to do a year ago.
And they know they're the better team and out to prove as much tonight. They split the season series a year ago, but they want to change that up now.
Now here's Jackson. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. And the basket good.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just
Turner's checked in for Hill. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Monte Ellis. Hill kicks to Turner and stolen by Drummond. Now Detroit moving it up. Here's Jackson, finished off the break. And now a 4-point Detroit lead.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
On the topic of Tobias Harris, you'll love that he can contribute in every category of play. He's a solid face-up shooter. Clark, who's getting better with his back to the basket. You can see movement forward all the time.
I love what this young man has shown thus far. You mentioned those things he does. He'll also rebound for you, get loose balls. He does the little things, understands what it takes to win, the consummate pro and team player.
Here's Drummond. Paul George making his last shot. Can't get it to fall. 34 seconds left in the third quarter. For 3. Offensive rebound. Out to Stuckey. Second shot opportunity. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
George. Here's Hill. Here's Turner, and it's sent back by Drummond. Now here is Harris. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Hill is out there with Ellis. Then there's C.J. Miles. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Hill in at the 4-man position. Indiana trailing here. And screen by Ellis. Miles, that's for 2. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Miles has got it all tied up now for the Pacers. And, well, Detroit shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good.
Not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Ellis has gotten only 2 of his 8 attempts to fall from the floor. And that's good. Jody Meeks for 3. Meeks got the lead up to 5 now for the Pistons. The Pacers shooting for the game at 42%.
2 minutes remaining. Are you ready to be the 6th man?
Ellis outside. Here's Hill. Can't get it to go. And the Pistons now going the other way. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Pacers trail by 5. There's a minute 34 left in the game. Here's Meeks.
Rips with all these shots from long range, and he simply said, we can't lose track of their shooters, guys. We're over-helping inside, and it's leaving them wide open. Can they make the adjustment, guys?
Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
Meeks, and it's Jackson in for Jody Meeks. Allen's checked in for Indiana. Paul George comes in for C.J. Miles. George, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D. Allen's position, you can see the frustration on his face.
Jackson with it. He's picked up by Hill and taken away by Ellis. Here's George, and it's good. Fought through contact. It's the hustle stats for the Pistons.
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break.
Factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
Greg, now that's coming through in the clutch.
Money! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
It's Jackson with the drive. And Drummond kicks to Caldwell Pope. And Harris wide open. He shoots. No good on the triple.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Gets the first, and that narrows the gap to 1. That one drops. He ties it up.
You can't have any more pressure on you than he had at the line right there. Shows you what he's made up as he's able to tie it up.
Here's Jackson. Can't cash in.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throw.
So he goes. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And George kicks to Hill. Ellis goes in. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. What a show they put up.